Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Educational Missions Tuesday morning training, or I guess Tuesday evening on your side. This is Tuesday evening there in Uganda. We are so honored today to have Sisto with us. He's going to be getting to share some things that will help us all to have a better understanding of how we need to persevere and move on and accomplish the things we want to do. Just before we get started, I wanted to thank each and every one of you for being here. And if any of y'all have a testimony that you would like to share, whether that's for 1 to 2 minutes or 2 to 5 minutes or whatever towards the end, we will ask you to do that. Or you can even be a guest speaker at some point if you have something important to say. You'll just need to contact Conrad. Our goal is to constantly grow, okay? Is to learn what other people are doing and to grow from there. And so we continue to expand. Sisto!
Thank you so much. I'm seated under my grandfather's favorite tree, so that is where you see the background. Well, my name is Sisto. I'm a former student. I call now myself former student of Clark International University because I feel I've really had my time at the university, and in a few days away or weeks away, I will be graduating. My graduation is on 5th of March. That is next month. So for starters, gifts are welcome. For the graduation, gifts are welcome. Well, while at Clark International University, I was doing clinical medicine, which is a 3-year course. Basically, it's under the Institute of Allied Health in the university. While at the university as well, I was the honorable member of parliament for clinical school, where later I held a position as the Minister for Education, for entertainment and culture. And I was charged with that responsibility. Of course, later on, when I got to know about David and Conrad, we went into You Innovate, where we tried to bring out, the innovative part of everyone. We are sure that when brains sit together, we can come up with something that brings in development. So we went into You Innovate, and then You Innovate gave birth to, I think, incorporated in with educational missions. I was also, of course, very humbled to serve in educational missions as the institutional coordinator, where later I founded the Campus Through the Lens. The Campus Through the Lens program, we designed it in a way to help students who are struggling at the university and those who are going through situations, because it is a show actually to bring students from various walks of life to discuss among themselves the real things that affect students at university. So when you find out about spending at the university, how do students spend at university, there is that almost uniform way of spending. When you look at sexuality of students at campus, it is something worth discussing in the real life of what happens in campus. So that is how we ended up founding the program Campus Through the Lens, which we have episodes that are about to be uploaded. And then finally, after my campus, when I was in campus, I served as the human resource at an organization called John Sell International Group. John Sell was a group that was focusing on going to communities to give medical assistance to those who were not so well off. And then after my campus, I founded an organization called Happy Adolescents Initiative. Today, I would like to share a very important topic with everyone. And that topic is because I'm just freshly out of university. And as I await graduation, I've come across a few things that I would like to share. And I'm sure a few friends also who are on the platform can agree with me, add on or subtract a few things. in our education system, let me begin this way. When we grow up, and right now at this age, most of my friends say, I think adulthood is a scam. What we are going through now, and when we are growing up, we were not told that about what we are going through now. And when you look at it, it is something that we must discuss now, because it does not only affect the career of someone, it has started affecting the mental health of everyone that comes out of university. And therefore, today I want to share with my friends who have finished campus, who are within this platform, and those that are still at campus to prepare for this time as they get done with their campus and they pass through. So one of the things I recognized when I was in school was, one, we had all these promises within ourselves, amongst ourselves, that when the time is right, we shall actually, travel the world, go and work in outside countries, have our friends connect us to people, will give us jobs, and we were looking at all these things. But now after campus, reality dawns on us. Reality comes and settles, and it gets its way into our daily lives. And that is when we need to start having a real conversation about the realities of what happens. This is a very serious thing, because when I move around my village, growing up as a young boy, there were very many people that looked so good because they were at higher institutions of learning. They had the latest kind of clothes. But when you see them move today around the village, they have lost hope. They are in poverty. They can't afford. They have gone into early marriage, and they are having families they cannot run. And the question I keep asking myself is, why is it that once people who went to school were able to get, professions, and are now seated back at home and can't really feed themselves? They can't run their families. They are not in their careers they wish to be in. They are not living the kinds of lives they wanted. So it's upon that background that I discovered a few things. I think one of the things everyone must recognize is that there will be a change of environment between school and outside school. That the kind of life you receive while at school and the kind of life you receive outside school is totally different. When you are at school, you are cushioned. You're cushioned because almost everything is provided for those who are going to school for the first time. Everything is provided for. You need rent, it is provided for. Food is provided for. All you need to do is just to learn a little budgeting. But now when a university gets done and you come out, you need now to settle down and look for your own way. And this is very critical. This is a very critical stage, because it is a sharp difference. It does not give you time. It does not give you time for gradual. It does not give you time so that you get used to it gradually. It is something that it comes at once and you must adjust to it. So it is very important that those at school and those that are finished must recognize the time. If you don't recognize this time, you will have a lot of challenges. One of the things you will go through is that you will have your mental health will be put at stake, because one, you will need to adjust. If you fail to adjust because you cannot recognize that times have changed, you will start failing. So I think that should be a point where everyone must understand. In Uganda, we call it beginning the hustle, if I'm to put it that way. So it must be a time when you need to sit with yourself. And then to be able to prepare for this time, it must not start when campus is done. Now, this is where I want to share it very clearly with my friends who are online and are still at school. This is a time that while at school, you must prepare yourself, so that one, you should not only learn about your career, but you should learn about what will make you survive outside school. Okay? You should not only learn about that. Two, you should learn totally about financial discipline. And it is that time, because you have time to understand exactly what you want to do after campus. Because those three things will lead you a very long way. One, it means when you finally come out of campus, you are able to recognize what you want to do, where you want to lead your life, the career you want to lead, with all the challenges. And that takes me to the book, Think to Prosper. It says, when you have a big goal, it will look so big to achieve, but then you have to break these things down. You have to break it to the smallest unit, that when you do each small unit, it eventually comes together, okay, to give you the bigger effect that we desire. So that is a point that I wish everyone, if you had a notebook, to note down. One is to recognize the change, the drift in the change of environment between school and outside school. Two, the reality, I started believing that let no one ever lie to you that, you know what, when you're done with the institution, I'm going to give you a job, I'm going to give you a livelihood. I think that is the biggest lie that would ever exist. Okay? So those are myths we lived with while at university. And I want every university student and those within campus and those that are coming out to get it off their mind, that no one will ever lead your career for you. Okay? No one will ever lead your career for you. It is time that you sat down, recognized, did a SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses, okay? All those things, opportunity, and the time you need to do all these things so that you know where you're strong at. So those are very important points, okay? So it is important that everyone, therefore, does their SWOT analysis after recognizing the drift. The next point I want to say is, everyone, I've recognized that from my very own experience, that every day you live, the art of saving amongst everyone has to improve. Okay, they always say you don't save before spending. They always say, and that is proof. That has been proven. I want to encourage everyone that, with my experience, I'm sharing this from my own story. I want to encourage everyone that before you are out of any institution, don't come out from an institution with nothing. That is how the best way I term it always. It's better to have something to begin with, because at the beginning of every career, you will need something to push you. In our setting in Africa, unlike the whites, I don't know how they do it, you literally look for everything yourself. You look for everything yourself. It means, therefore, you have to think beyond today. Okay? You have to think beyond today, to think that tomorrow, that is why I brought the point of the career. You have to identify your career early enough. Your level of career will therefore determine how you will plan. Okay? We have very many friends of mine who did the course I did, and they said, when I'm done with campus, I want to begin a clinic. Okay, I want to go and run my clinic. I've already identified this opportunity, but the environment we live in, no one will say, okay, since you're opening a clinic, let me start up for you. Everyone in our setting looks for a job at time T to fund whatever, to fund their dream. That is what happens in our society. Everyone looks for a starting capital, and always their starting capital is first to work for someone. That is our reality, okay? And therefore, this reality bites so hard because life changes so drastically, and it has affected so many. We have had issues of mental health. So one, I'm just going to summarize my points, and I hope someone notes them down. Number one is, let us note the change, the drift in the lives between school and our actual life we live after school. Those are two different lives. Two, we should therefore focus on our careers early enough. Okay? There are people who are doing finance. But when you look at finance, that is a very broad field. Okay? It means for you to if you do finance, before you come out of school, you must recognize that thing under finance that you want to come and do. Okay? That will help you, because the moment you do that, you are able to recognize challenges that come with it. Okay? That is a very clear point. Three, I think before one comes out of the institution, they must learn the art very clearly, making sure their saving culture has improved. Okay? The saving culture has improved. This helps a lot, because at the end of the day, the world right now runs on on money. Okay, you need to go somewhere, you need to buy a good, you need to offer services, you need to actually put in money. You need to learn a lot of saving skills, because the institutions give us that environment where you're given independence. Okay, so because of the independence, you are able to learn how to budget yourself and see how to do stuff for yourself, and which are very key things. But most importantly, I want to advise everyone that nothing ever comes easy. Nothing ever comes easy. I've been out of school for about 4 months now. I've felt it. I've now recognized that I have to wake up every day. Even if I didn't have anything to do, I have to wake up every day and do work for myself. I just want to wake up and do anything that comes across. And I want to share with everyone a very simple story. The other day, I visited a friend, and he finished school, and therefore I visited him at a time when he also didn't have anything to do after campus. And then he had this iPhone. He had already bought a chapati stall. He got a chapati stall. For Ugandans, I understand chapati stall. But the challenge with the chapati stall is that the person he bought the chapati stall from had gotten a loan and used the chapati stall as collateral. So it means that if he did not pay for the chapati stall, it had to be taken. So when I visited him, he told me he told me, Sisto, this is the problem I have. Okay. He told me, Sisto, I have this problem, this and this. So we went and met the people of the loan, and we explained to them what was happening. Then we cleared a few issues that was surrounding the business. And then later on in the evening, I sit with him and the person who was running his business. And he had a bit of challenges, which we sorted out that evening. And I told him today I had to stay a few more days to see how he would run his business. And then after that evening, when we had a very engaging meeting with the person who was running the chapati stall, him and me, there was the challenge that he used not to give the guy everything to work. So every time eggs were done, he had to run from wherever he was to come and buy eggs, and he goes back. So I told him, no, what you're doing is wrong. Give this guy the money, let him run the business. So in the evening that day, we gave him around 53,000 to begin the business. And then in the evening, he brought back 121,000. Okay, 121,000, which means if you subtract this one, that is about a profit of about 60,000, 60, 70,000. Okay, and the payment he had to make to that guy was 5,000 for running the business for the whole day. So you can imagine the profits he walked away with. Nothing is too small to begin with. Okay, it therefore means when you begin something, you only have to believe that it can work. And therefore, you need to put in the right amount of energy. You have to go through all the challenges it brings and let it be a time where you use to learn. It should not be a time that should depress you. It should not be a time you look at it and you be like, I think I cannot do this. A friend of mine was sharing with me yesterday, and he told me the moment you decide to do something, when challenges come, you must recognize the fact that before you started it, you knew the challenges that would come with it. Therefore, you need to persevere. It is only those who persevere that make it through. If I would borrow a word from someone, they said, if you choose to go on a journey, okay? If you choose to go on a journey and you decide to come back and your friends continue, it means all of you will go the same distance. The difference is the first one person, the other people will go all the way through to the end. For you who chooses to come back, you will go up to the middle and come back to where you were. So the difference between you and those people is you moved the same distance, but for you, you moved backwards, while for them, they moved forward. So it therefore means every day, the moment you choose a career to do, you must sit down, strategize, and accept the challenges that come with it, because it is never easy. It is never easy until until you build it to a level where you feel this is where I want it to be. Now, when it reaches that level, the challenges that comes with it also become you know, it means every level you go into, challenges come, but it should be a stepping stone to you, to which you should learn and be better as a person. So with that, I hope someone has really picked something from my experience, because my experience has taught me, and right now, with the experience, it has helped me to make my mental health stable, because I've recognized that now in the setting of Africa, I'm on my own. So it means I should be very ready for anything that comes to. It means now I am supposed to choose a very clear career path, plan on what I am supposed to do, wake up every day and do the work, and that is the way to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Sisto. We are so glad to have you today. Last Tuesday, we had Edwin here. Edwin told us he didn't have anything in the beginning. He only had a pencil, and he used that pencil to draw his art pieces, sold the art pieces off. After selling off the art pieces, he now bought a camera, and the camera can take pics that he can give out to clients and they pay him. And then he also told us that he bought a piece of land. And I think this is really so good for someone. I'm sure very many people out there are going to pick from this. Charles, I can see you raising up your hand. Please take up the floor.
Oh, thank you very much, my brother Sisto and Educational Mission, for the great work you guys are doing, to create awareness among the school going age and of course our young people. Sister happens to be my old school boy, and I have quite a number of things to talk about him. But that aside, Sister, this is a digital age, and in most cases, we are transitioning from the normal way of doing things. How do you intend to package some of this information in a secure digital platforms that can be accessible by someone who do not have an opportunity, to be on Zoom as of now? How do you intend to package those information to reach down to the local people in the grassroots? And also another thing, you are coming out of campus, which we were really proud of. Congratulations, by the way. How do you intend to use digital platforms to market the work that you do? Let aside the professional aspect of it, the work that you do for to mentor people. How are you going to use digital platforms to, touch or change people's life? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Charles. Charles is Charles is a very ambitious man I've known for quite some time. Oh, well, Charles, it is a question that is very relevant, because even now, as we talk, we are digital. At the beginning, I told you I'm seated under my grandfather's favorite tree, but talking to Stan in the US, Conrad in Kampala, and all these people. So the first thing about packaging, let me begin with the analog way of doing things, of how we want this message of delivering our young people's minds to be able to live their fulfilling lives and careers. When you look at educational missions, we have a program that is going to be going to schools, where we shall be at schools actually talking to the young people. And we have our book online called Think to Prosper, that helps to open the minds of our young people. I think, Conrad, you could share the link of that book so that you can download your own copy, have your own PDF. That is one way. And secondly, the other day, Conrad told me we had some hard copies. So that is the analog way of how we are going to go. Two, when you look at the area of other digital platforms, we are using YouTube. That is why under educational missions, I'm in charge of Campus Through the Lens. Campus Through the Lens is going to address a lot of issues, If you look at the discussions taking place in Campus Through the Lens, they are real life experiences of what happens exactly in the institutions, That is the real thing. We want someone to tell us, you know what, trust me, in school before someone joins, when you are in high school, before you join campus, they tell you, you know what, join campus and you will not have to read. But I've been in medical school. I read from the first day until I finished my research. Up to now, I'm still reading. You understand? That is why we are going to go to schools. But educational missions, as it has almost, I think, it is in all platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. So it means at any one moment, you are able to access this information. I hope that answers your question, Charles.
Thank you very much, Sisto. Do we have another question? You can just raise your hand there. You got a little icon up there to be able to raise your hand. Steve-O, we see your hand up. Steve-O, go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question or make your comment.
Hello, everyone. I'm Stephen Ogenroth. I did my diploma from UTC Lira, and I'm doing my diploma from UTC Elgon. Sisto has been my hobby from Hilton High School. I was a bit ahead of him. I have a very few questions for Sisto. For the few times like I've been with him, actually, I'm very surprised to see him in the medical field. I expected him to go for political something. Now, my whole point is one. Now that you're done with the medical field, what do you intend to do? Probably you'll still maybe think of upgrading, going for medicine. The other one also, as I told you, I see you're too much into influencing life. Do you think of probably taking small courses like other small courses, maybe to better your focus? Because remember what we talked about, MP, your place. We had some stories sometime back, and you're looking at contesting. So I really don't know what you're majoring on. You better make it clear so that when maybe you are thinking of funding, we can also know what you are praying for and planning to fund. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Conrad, can I answer those questions?
Well, Sisto, go on.
You see, my brother, growing up, it was really, I had all these dreams. But Steve-O made a very important point that I need to clarify. He said, growing up, they looked at me as the politician, someone who is supposed to be in politics, okay? Like, because I was really good at whatever I was doing. But Stan and Conrad, I want everyone in this platform to understand one thing. That when you choose to take a career, finally, okay, you need to sit within yourself and look for what you love to do the most. Okay? You have to look for something that without thinking, you can wake up. Even if they wake you up in the middle of the night, you can wake up and do it because you love it. Because there is a saying that it's only when you choose to do what you love that you will never work a day. You understand? So Steve-O, I have not changed the priority because we have doctors who are politicians. But I only discovered what I love. The fact that I love influencing society, I love to see things done, it does not deter me from doing what I love. So I am a doctor who really loves what I do. And I also love influencing society because it is only if you're in for something that it works for you. So I think that is to clarify on that. Steve-O, what I intend to do with my career in medicine, one, is that I think I told you I already opened an organization called Happy Adolescents Initiative. When you come to my village, ladies and gentlemen, the other day I visited a secondary school and 11 students reported pregnant, okay? I have treated very many adolescent girls who suffer from candidiasis. You know why? Because they wash their private parts with soap, okay? Yet it is, so our adolescents lack a lot of this information. So my course is not only about to benefit myself. I want to give back to my society. So that is one thing. And of course, for some time, I'm going to run that organization for some time. And Conrad, I don't know how you will help me here with educational missions. Our people are poor. That is actually one of the reasons why my region is having a lot of insecurity. Imagine girls who have money in the central, in other parts of the north, suffer to get sanitary towels, okay? Imagine now people who struggle to have a meal a day. When their periods come, what do they do when their periods come? They go and sit by the riverside where they sun, and they use sun to stop bleeding. So I really want in the next few months also and the few years to teach every single girl. I want every single girl, every single mother in my district, the whole district, to know how to make sanitary towels. So that is what I intend to do for now. But of course, I will go for further studies. And then he asked me if I always go for small courses to better me, the person I am. Well, I always do those courses online, but books. You need to read books because a lot of knowledge is stored in books. The problem with the man with the dark skin is that they don't like reading. Actually, there is a saying that if you want to hide anything from an African, put it in a book. Reading. There is a lot of work there, and I've read very many books. And on a daily, when I'm handling society, I really see it work. So let's read the books, and it will really help us. But of course, the small courses, I always do them. But for now, I'm really dedicating my time to Happy Adolescents Initiative. And for now, school will hold on for about 2-3 years, but definitely I will go back because my ultimate dream is to be a surgeon one day and one of the best surgeons in the country. I want to transplant organs. I want to be the first person maybe to transplant the brain. That is if it is possible. But that is just to state how good I want to be in the area of surgery. So yeah, that is it. Thank you. I hope that answers, Steve.
That is a beautiful goal. Be one of the first ones to transplant a brain. Oh my goodness. I would let you transplant mine, but it's going to be all wore out by the time I die. I'm sure. Yeah, amazing. And what a heart you have. That is so incredible that you have a heart for all these, trying to help the ladies and for the kids. What a difference that it makes. And I noticed that you said that you take all the small courses that you can in addition to your major course. And I just want to remind everybody who's online here that at Educational Missions, we are adding more and more courses all the time that are on there. And especially when you look at the Kong Academy, okay, we have first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, right on through, okay. There's just lots and lots of training there. So if you're trying to learn mathematics or you're trying to learn some specialized subjects, okay, we may have that available at educationalmissions.org for you. You just need to go look. And if there's any area that you want to learn something in, if you'll make sure you communicate that to Conrad, we will do the research necessary to try to find some training in that area available that we can put online for you to have. As we go forward, guys, I'm so grateful for everybody being here. I really, really am, because this is an important message. But as we go forward, one of the things we want to do is we want to begin to try to match up mentors with mentees. Sometimes you need somebody in your life that that can mentor you. And in reality, we should be both being mentored ourselves and being a mentor to somebody else. So you have your hands reached out in both directions. You have the person over here that you're receiving from, but you also have the person over here that you're giving to, okay? Because there's always somebody behind you that needs what you have. There's always somebody in front of you who has what you need. And so let's work at building our mentor. We can't do this without you guys, okay? We need volunteers that will say that, I'll try to help in this particular area. And then slowly, little by little, we'll figure out how to put these pieces of puzzles together to help each person that's here. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for you guys. Prissy, I'm glad to see you've got your video on there. So who do we have next question? We have a question from somebody else here, or
I
Conrad,
saw
you have-
a hand. I saw a hand from Okelo. I'm not sure whether Okelo, you want to say something to us. I saw your hand some minutes ago before Stanley started talking to us. Please, if you have something, then let us
know. Good evening, everyone. I'm Okelo Abraham. Yeah, I have only one question that goes to Sisto, and I would love to know what parameters is going to use to identify the impact of the project in the communities. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Abram, for that question. We are going to have feedback sessions with the community members. We are going to have feedback sessions. And we started, actually, we had the first session today. We are going to have the next one on Thursday, and we shall have the next one on Friday. We are going to have a real talk with everyone that we are going to reach. And I'm sure, you see our society, the village where I come from, if you can see, there is a heart behind, if my video is very clear. There are people that when they are happy, they will not hide, okay? They are not people who know how to control their emotions. But verily, after everything, we are going to be having feedback sessions with them, understand their challenges, because this is an organization going to run for many, many years. It is not going to run today, and we shall keep evaluating because our real people who are benefiting from this thing are community members. So we shall get the feedback from them, and then we shall see how to keep changing, evolving, and helping them more and more. But what I'm sure of, it is going to be something. And I would call upon everyone, Conrad, if you can get a chance to come help us run this project within Karamoja. Stan, we also invite you. My village is a beautiful place. At least you get chance to sleep in a hut, a house made of grass, you know, and test blood out. So everyone is welcome to come, and we work together and make sure we better the lives of people around here. Thank you.
We would be so honored to be there. I was telling somebody asked me if I'm coming to Uganda, and I see all the folks back there in the back. Hey guys, how are y'all?
Yes, and Stanley, they are raising up their hands. Could we give them a chance to say something? Maybe they want to greet us.
Yes, that'd be great. Yes, go ahead and say something.
Yeah, we are just greeting you people from Karamoja. Thanks for the discussion. The discussion is nice. We shall always keep waiting for the link to join the discussion.
Well, thank you for being here so very much. We appreciate it. We're honored. We're honored. We really are. And it's nice seeing them smiling faces. You know, I came to Uganda twice, right? Back in 2007 and then 2017. And, you know, one of the things that I've noticed about your country, okay, is your hunger to grow. It's when people are hungry to grow, when you're hungry to learn, okay, you know, that's when success happens. You know, a lot of times we look at the United States and we think about, oh, they're so prosperous over there. And we're very prosperous here in the United States. But y'all are on that same track. Y'all just further behind in the line, because right now you have a hunger. Okay, I really believe that if you take and you go out 25, 30 years from now, you could be more prosperous than we are at the United States, because everybody's hungry. Everybody's wanting to grow. And it really doesn't matter about your neighbors so much as it just matters about you, because you can't change anybody but you, all right? And so you can move right off the line as you do, like Sisto says, you find something that you love to do. He's not a politician right now. He might be a politician at some point, or he's probably a politician as a doctor. So he's going to be a doctor politician. But you find something you love to do, guys. You find something you love to do, and that makes learning easy. And that really, you benefit a lot of people as you go along.
I think I have someone here. He would love to say something.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much, colleagues and members on the platform. My name is Ian Ernest. I am the chairperson of these young people in the district, and I work with them. I love the enthusiasm of this young man. and I've been following the conversation in this group. I love the energy. I love the concerns that people are throwing towards his organization and everything. Like the Dr. Stan said, it is upon us that we should develop our societies.
Yes.
Our generation must, over time, make sure that they make a contribution. We either betray our generation or we make it a better generation. But ultimately, it is upon us, it is on our shoulders that this great continent rests on. And I encourage all the young people to make sure that this generation must make a difference. And it starts from your society. It has been said that if you clean your compound, the whole world will be a very interesting and good environment to live in. Thank you very much, colleagues. I love the conversation. I wish one day I will be part of it. I will love it so much. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate those words. And you're 100% right. It's up to this generation. It's up to you guys. And y'all are going to change, okay? People are going to recognize Uganda, 10, 15, 20 years from now because of the impact that y'all are making, okay? And it's just one little step at a time. Now, a lot of times, understand this, guys, a lot of times you don't see what you're accomplishing because you're right in the middle of it, okay? A lot of times it's not until you can look backwards, okay, a number of years that you can see how far that you have come. Because a lot of our progress is little by little by little by little by little by little by little, and sometimes you don't even feel like you're moving. But in reality, it's like sitting in a car. A car can be moving, and you don't really feel it. You don't realize how far you're going. Okay, but you'll be able to look back at some time and realize how much you have accomplished. I'm just so delighted and happy for you. We're doing this every Tuesdays, guys, every Tuesday. And thank you so much for being here. And if you would, during the week, okay, if you would contact Conrad and get on the agenda and share with him what it is that you would like to share with everybody, we're always looking for that because we learn from each other, okay? We learn so much from each other. All righty, with that, I guess we will go ahead. Conrad, do you have any closing words?
Yes, I'm really so excited about the conversation today. It has been really an interesting one. I'm so happy, sisters. Thank you so very much for honoring our invitation and for taking time to prepare so that at least you can talk to young people out there. I'm sure you're inspiring very many people. As so happy when someone said you want to become an MP. Please try it. You never know.
Oh, Conrad, just to add on, I would like to inform everyone that campus through the Lenz is going to come through. We are going to have, I think, we are going to have more episodes shot. So I encourage the members who attended today, reach out to me so that we can do a program of how you can participate. And we see really how to touch people's lives, because as we have already agreed, we need the energy to build the generation for the better. Thank you so much.
Sisto, anything that you want us to share, okay, on the Educational Missions website, just get with Conrad on that. We'll be happy to share that and allow people to get that contact. Let me just show everybody the die real quick. 6 is to do your best. It's the highest. And how do you do your best? By focusing on one thing at a time. Every time you've ever done your best in your whole life, it's because you've been focused. Any one thing you focused on, there's two sides. There's what you know and what you don't know. So you can't have a closed mind. You need to have an open mind. Benjamin Franklin used to take a sheet of paper and you divide it in half. He put the pros on one side, the cons on the other side. So any one thing you want to do your best on, you just want to actually use like a little arithmetic and you want to divide it down. You want to begin to ask yourself questions. And then here you are in the middle. You want to talk to this person, get some outside advice, that person's gone. You want to talk to this person and get some outside advice, or you want to read this book, or you want to do this research, then that person's gone. But now you know what this person knew, and you know what this research told you about that one thing that you wanted to do your best on. And the whole learning process, you can learn anything that you want to learn by committing to do your best focus on that one thing, break it down, ask yourself questions. Questions leads to answers, okay? And then seek outside advice and then go right back to it again. If you want to put some power into what you're doing, if you really want to have a significant impact, here's how you put power into what you're doing. You use a sheet of paper and a pencil. It's the moment that you use a sheet of paper and a pencil and you begin to write down the things that's inside of you, that you literally give birth to organized thinking, okay? That's when you become organized. If you look around you, everything you see that's man-made, okay, for the most part, most everything you see is man-made starts in somebody's imagination, right? But then it passes through a sheet of paper before it becomes real. Somebody writes it out, somebody designs it, okay? And so if you have an idea, if you have a dream that you want to make come true, grab yourself a pencil, maybe one a little smaller than this one, maybe something a little bit like this, right? And a sheet of paper, and you can make your dreams come through by working through that process. And with that, if there's nothing else, we're a little over 1 hour right now, so we're going to go ahead and close the meeting up. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And we hope to see y'all next Tuesday. And write us comments, you know, go on there and write us comments and things along those lines. We love to get to know everybody. It's been a blessing. Conrad, I'll let you close the meeting, being you're the host there.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone who made it for our meeting. If you want to connect to us, I still remind you, you can go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere you can contact us. I also sent in my phone number. You can send us a message or WhatsApp, a text message. You can even give in a call. And on our website, you can find us at www.educationalmissions.org. If you want to download the book, this book that I'm showing you, the logic die that Stanley is talking about, he just gave you side 1, side 2, side 3. But I would think you also want to know about side 4 and side 5 and 6. So what does it talk about? Just download the book, then you'll be able to understand what it is all about. But thank you guys, and have a blessed night. Those who are in Uganda, Stanley, you're in the United States, and would say you have a great evening since you are going to sleep here in Uganda. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sisto.